Hey everybody, happy Wine Wednesday. Kevin and Robin here with something a little bit different than our usual. We're not talking France today.
Not talking Italy either.
Oh, we are talking Greece.
Not even Spain.
I know.
Robert and I were talking and we thought we do a lot of French wine. We do a lot of, classic Italian, Spanish, some New World stuff. But I'd like to mix it up once in a while, and we thought it's time. It's time we do something super interesting, really different, and we're doing Greek wines, and legit Greek wines.
Oh yeah, things that I can't say, so I'm really gonna
I can't wait for this one. No, I can't wait for this one. I'm looking forward to this.
You know what, when I was trying to look up a little bit of information about these guys, I thought it was really interesting. They talked about Greek viticulture and just the direction that it's going, and everyone is really focused on climate change and how it's affecting their land and their growing styles. And one of the things that is to Greece's benefit is that 80% of the land is covered in mountains. So rather than having to really replant or come up with new ideas, they're sticking with indigenous varietals because they can hold their own in the climate. And they're moving up and just going and planting vineyards higher up because of the altitude and still able to maintain all of that history.
Well, you certainly see it in these wines because they're all really fresh and really bright. I think a step back on Greek wine though, because so many times when people come into the shop and they ask, if they're looking for something different or unique, and I try to steer them towards something in Greece, they immediately think like Retsina or low quality wines, or those wines they had in a Greek restaurant that were sitting over the oven. And I think
really special choices.
Yeah. The first thing we should say is that Greece has a rich tradition of high quality winemaking, and there's some incredible wines there. And like you said, a lot of these wines come from indigenous grape varieties, which we're gonna have a little fun talking about today. But the great thing about it is when you start to explore Greek wines, you're really opening yourself up to all these new possibilities. Grapes you've never tasted, regions you've never heard of, and there's all these tiny little family wineries there doing amazing things. And we have some importers in Alberta, we're lucky, that really focus on that and are bringing us some super unique, delicious wines. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with these since they've come in. I've been a multiple return purchaser on all these. So should we kick off with the white?
I don't think I've ever seen you post on your own personal thing something like this before.
No.
And you were even putting pictures out about these wines.
Oh,
great.
see, I'm all in. I'm invested. And I've always loved Greek wines, and maybe it's not my my knowledge base or my specialty, but I know enough to get by, as they say, and I do love the wines, and I love these Voltes wines. They really spoke to me. So we're starting off with the white today. So we're how about I do the white grapes? They're pretty easy.
Oh, you would.
Based on Roditis and Mosafalero are the grape varieties in this guy. So it's a really crisp, fresh, aromatic style. If you think Sauvignon Blanc, you wouldn't be too far off, but something a little more interesting than just the green, grassy kind of aromas in Sauvignon.
Yeah, I've just had my first sip, and it's got loads of citrus and really bright, but then it still has this minerality on the finish and a little stony kind of quality to it, which I'm loving right now.
Yeah, and all three are $21.95.
All three, $22. Come on.
We're not asking for a big investment here, folks. If you want to put a toe in the water, try something new. It's mouth-watering. I'm having trouble speaking after that. It's so fresh and bright. I really like this, and the flavors aren't just the same old, right? These grape varieties really do speak to where they come from, and you get a sense of that mountain, high altitude piece. You get that freshness, you get the brightness, and you get some not just citrus flavors, but some kind of almost like oily kind of texture to it. It's a cool wine.
It's a really good wine. And then the rosé I did get to try as well, because I love my rosé. I'm do it.
I'm going double today. I'm bottoms up.
It's 26 degrees out there today.
Yeah.
We have to.
You knew I wasn't going to miss this because the rosé, I'm going to go ahead and say, is my favorite one in the lineup.
Oh yeah. It's hard
this
for me
spoke to me
to pick a favorite because I tried the red too, and the red is Nebbiolo and Sangiovese had a baby, and it's just all the things that I love.
Yeah. You want to do the grape varieties here? You want to throw them out there?
Agriotico?
Ayurvedico?
Yeah,
that's my best piece. And then we've got Roditis and Mosafalero. So grape varieties that, again, indigenous varietals. These aren't just renamed grape varieties that you get in other places. What really spoke to me about this rosé was the kind of saltiness you get in it. There's a real kind of saline character to this that reminds me of seaside rosés. And typically more like a Bandol style,
Yeah.
something that you typically pay a little more dough for. So again, at $21.95.
There's like a little like savoriness to it. I'm loving this, and then I love that little like pomegranate color to it too. It's got that little orangey hue.
It reminds me of much more expensive rosé. It's dry, it's really bright, but it has like a little complexity.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. There's like a spicy kind of savory quality to this that I just find really compelling. And I've done this with a few different dishes. It's absolutely masterful
It's super
on the
dry.
table.
People
Yeah.
who think that there's sweetness in rosé, you gotta come and try this because it's
Bone
not. There's a
dry.
rosé for everybody.
Ooh.
I'm sure of that.
You want to speak about the red a little bit?
Sure. Let's get into the red too.
Yeah. Grape varieties are similar. Ayurvedico and one I don't know.
Mavruti?
Mavruti. There you go. Actually, believe a relative of Mourvèdre.
Yeah, that would make sense because it
Yeah.
did have that element of like a little floral note to it, a little bit spicy, but it pours a little bit lighter. Like all of these wines are 12.5% across the board, red included.
Nice.
So that one is best if you put just like a slight chill on it. It can be great outside today.
Yeah, these are all great sort of picnic wines, back deck wines. So
Yeah, food is like something to not overlook when you're having these wines too. They've got enough acid that it's really going to make a magical pairing if you're doing some barbecue and hanging out back.
yeah. So again, don't miss them. These are really fun. We're going to jump into the case of the month. Looks like you had some fun.
It's May, so we've got a new case of the month. One of the best ways to get 15% off all of your wine and try some new things and learn something about it too, because we do put a little write-up in about all of the wines for you. New case is $256.95. We've been through the Experience cabin here, which
Wow.
is a $40 bottle of wine. I mean, there's some great
High-end.
stuff. Some little like pink bubbles that are made from Malbec, actually, from the south of France. Really fun for a day like today.
Love
There's
that.
some awesome wines. And then this guy too. This
Oh,
is
it's
back.
back.
We
Yeah,
haven't had a
nice.
chance to talk about Lapierre yet.
That's one of my faves. It's a great. Actually, we did trout last night. That would have been a
Oh, yeah.
great combo. It's
Good
a little-
idea. Later on, everyone's favorite, back in house, back in stock. I didn't bring a box up here.
You
Oh
have
my
to,
gosh, massive oversight.
We're gonna have to get one brought on set here.
Stand by.
Yeah, here we go. It's coming in.
Back in-house rosé boxes, just in time for May, just in time for spring. Everybody's favorite, $69.95. 3 liters of rosé. Again, a dry rosé. You want this.
Yeah, you want that in your fridge. They last a
Also
really long
long.
time. Not really.
Well.
They go pretty fast. You'll be back for another one before you know it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That one's all organic. Again, small family winery, so great pickup, dry rosé. That the rosé in the fridge is just the best.
I know. I think there's like 1 or 2 tickets left for Rosé Soiree, or we might have increased it by 1 or 2. I'm not sure. It was like close to sold out last week. Pinot Palooza is coming up in June.
Oh yeah, nice.
If you want to have some Pinot Noir in the summer, there's all kinds of fun things. And today is the first Wednesday of the month. 15% off all wine in store. Come in and get
What's
these
these guys
today.
like? What, under $20?
Oh my gosh,
Come on.
it's the best deal.
Yeah, that's a crazy good deal. So if you just want a little bit of rosé, grab this one. If you want a lot, you got the box wine.
Maybe you need both.
Yeah, I think. Good idea. Full of good ideas today is Robin. So it comes here. Anything else?
That's it.
All
Have a
right.
great day. We'll see you soon.
What's that?
Does it feel like it's still recording?
I know.